All right, what's up? Good evening. So we're gonna continue our class on JavaScript, and today we're going to be talking about objects. All right. So JavaScript objects, and we begin. So an object can be anything. It can be a person. It can be a car. It can be just anything living and non-living. Okay. So, but in our situation here, we are using a human being as an object, a person as an object. Okay. Now, a person can have a name. We can call that as our property. So, a person can have these qualities of having a name. Okay. A person can have a quality of being coming from a race of Africa or America or British, uh, or Asian. Okay. So the person can also have the property of weight. So objects have these properties. Can be age property too. It can be a height property. All right. Why generally all persons can walk? Like ideally, I know there are certain persons that might be physically disabled, but ideally all persons should be able to walk, and all persons should be able to talk, and all persons should be able to see, and all persons should be able to breathe. If you're not breathing, you're dead. Yeah. So all persons should have all of this, and we can call this as our methods. Now, if you remember in the last class, I said something about you wanting to call in a function. You use this method here. Okay, you can call the person's name. They say you want to get the method of this, so just dots. Okay, sorry, you want to get uh yeah, you want to perform something. You can use dots work the open and close bracket. What it means is that this work is more like a function or an already made function, but our mind is not on functions. Our mind is on properties here, which is a property of an object. Okay, so if you want to write objects, I remember in the last class I said something about data types. Okay, so an object is a kind of data type in JavaScript. All right. So for us to be able to write that, we need to create a variable, then assign that object we've created to it. Okay. And I said also one of the ways to create a variable is by using using the let, or using var, or using const. Okay, or using const. But for this, we are going to be using const. So we can say const const. I hope this is streaming. Okay, yeah, it is. So we can say const person. Now, what we are doing right now is that we are trying to create an object. So I have to make that known first. So we're trying to create an object, or you can also say we're trying to define an object. Okay. So to to now create or declare our object, or also define our object, we can say const person. We've created a variable. And remember that every variable you create using const cannot be changed. It's now a constant. Okay. So const variable equal to. Now you use a curly brace. Okay. A curly brace, open it up. Then start giving the properties of that object. Like over here, we say that the properties of this our object person is that it has a name, it has a race, it has a weight, it has a height too. We can come here and say, all right, this object that is a person should have a name. So it has a name. And what is the person's name? We can say the person's name is Alex, as we have shown over here. So Alex, separate it to a comma. Then the person is from a race. Is an African. So yeah, you say race African. Then after saying that he's from Africa, the person has a weight too. So we can say weight can be is going to be an integer. We can say that the person's weight is maybe 700 kg. Okay, or to 700 kg. I'm not putting the unit. Okay, separate it. And we can also say the person has a height. He has a height of 6 feet. Okay, separate it to a comma. Then close it up with our semicolon. All these things are the object's property. So the name here is a property of the person. The race here is also a property of the person. The weight is a property of the person. And all of this is assigned, all of it assigned to this person variable here. So we've just created our object now. All right. Now, after creating our object, we will have to use our object. Okay. We have to use our object. And how do we use our objects? We we have to, let's say, find a way to access it when it is needed. Now, to do that, I can access it. I'm going to be using console.log. So I can say let x be equal to access this name Alex here. I don't need to come and start writing Alex. No, because this name can change. So for me to access it, what I need to do is use this method here. I mean, this method of accessing it, not actual method. So person, by writing that object name, person dot name semicolon. Now, what we just did now is that we just accessed Alex or any other name that will be here in the future. We just accessed Alex and assigned it to X here, which is this here. So person dot name is going to give us Alex. All right. Now, next thing I'm going to do is console.log. Show it in our console uh, section in our browser. So console.log X. And when I refresh this, I've gotten Alex. Say peradventure this name changed to Danny. And I refresh this, it's going to change to Danny. Okay. So for us to access the name property of this person, of the person, we just have to use this approach, person.name, and we can be able to fetch the information. Now, if we want to access the the person's height, we can just say, even without me adding a variable, I can just say maybe to just show the person's height, console.log, open my bracket. I can say person dot height, right? Person dot height, and I'll get the person's height. All right. We can also say person dot weight, console.log. So to be able to fetch all of this information that is stored in the object, this is like an access to the object now. Just say console.log person dot height weight. All right. Okay. So that is a way to access an object. All right. That is a way to access an object. And we can also do something too. An object can contain a function. Okay. Let me give this another something, maybe nickname. I can say nickname and say my nickname is gonna be Alexa. All right. Alexa. Now, what's the point of doing that? What am I trying to do? I'm trying to show that a an object can also have a a function in it. It can also have a method. All right. So say I want to create a super name. Let me just call it a super name. I can say I want this super name to be a combination of my name and this nickname here. Okay. So I can say function, create it. Don't give it any name. Then let this function return something. So I can say return this. As I'm saying this is going to be referring to the things inside, the properties inside the object here, object of this person. The property inside this object called person. So I can say this name plus, and when you're using plus sign in, when you're using plus sign, it doesn't always mean addition. Plus sign can be a method of joining two strings together. So you can actually join two strings together because this is a string, this is a string, Danny is a string, Alexa is a string. So you can join the two of them together by using the plus sign. So you can say return this dot name plus this dot nickname. All right, close it up with a semicolon. Okay. Now, when we want to use this, I can say console. Let me write it at the bottom so for clarity's sake. I can say console dot log is gonna be person dot. I can say person dot super name. Okay, person dot super name. Add it as a function. And when I click on this, you're gonna see Danny Alexa join together. So I'm gonna just add a space into it. So I'll add this another plus sign. So you can join two things together by also creating a function here, then returning these dots, what you want to add together. All right. Then when you want to use it, you call it as a method. As a method. All right. You call it person dot so and so. Okay. Person does this object that you gave a function. Okay. So if there is any question that you want to ask me, you can also ask me in the private chat. All right. So that'll be all for today's class. So tomorrow I will go into another part again, and we all are gonna say it. It's actually gonna be fun tomorrow. So see you tomorrow. Peace out.